notepad, and then I could read it. Then, of course, I could read it a line at a time. That was a fascinating experience trying to research how to do that on my cell phone. And then until I remembered the command so I could do it accurately. But I did it, and I'm right proud of that effort, to be honest with you. Anyway, I hope you never need to know that information, but if you do, Ellie, now it will be available to you. So thanks to Ruth.
All righty. Well, Jerry wants me to teach you guys a Zoom lesson tonight. Well, first, Les, are you still with us? Because you got quiet.
My phone keeps going to mute and unmute.
Okay, as long as you're still with us, because you're rebooting your computer and everything, right?
Yeah. It already said everything is downloaded, and it said hit spacebar.
All right.
But I didn't hit the spacebar until I talked to you.
Oh, yeah. You can hit the spacebar because then it's going to ask you if you want to do changes for yes to restart it.
Space. Just set up information. Yes button. To activate, press space bar.
Space.
Space. To activate, press space bar. Space. Desktop. Folder view, list view. Just.
That's it. Just shut itself off.
Yeah. It is restarting for the changes. When it restarts, if you want to, you can open your Outlook and join by the computer, or you can still on your phone. But it's just rebooting to make the changes.
Well, will it do it automatically, or do I have to do something?
No, it should do it automatically.
Okay, I'm going to put myself on mute until that happens, and if I have a problem, I'll scream out.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, no, you're welcome. All right. Let's see here, though. Make sure I have a meeting address. I am going to share my screen so you guys check.
You have started screen share. Press F6 to escape.
So you guys can hear the commands.
Screen sharing meeting controls. Participants can now see your screen.
But everybody knows to begin with of coming in on the Zoom meeting what basically the Zoom platform is used for, correct? Of meetings, and for even like for sighted people doing presentations for presenter mode and things of that nature. Does anyone have questions about the generalization of Zoom being a meeting platform in general? Don't everybody be quiet. Yes, no, maybe. Everybody muted? Now,
I'd be interested in knowing for sure how to raise hands, lower hands.
Oh, awesome. Todd, you should know this. You're talking about picking on people. If I had everybody muted, being the presenter, and someone wanted to ask a question, can you tell Miss Marilyn the shortcut key to how she would raise her hand?
Yeah, Alt, you. No.
Close. Todd, you're getting close, but Todd's voice changed. Go ahead, Les.
Alt U.
Close. No. Alt.
No.
This is what Alt U does. I'm sharing my screen.
Alt U. Participants left parent 9 right parent.
It opens the participants list, the people that are in the meeting, or it will actually close the list of the people that
escape. Screen.
Ooh, but somebody just raised their hand. Miss Angela did. Alt Y. Yes, ma'am.
I couldn't think of a letter.
You were close though. If you went to the little bit to the left from the U, But yes, Miss Marilyn,
Angela has lowered hand.
if you had a question in a meeting, especially like the Sparrow, when they do a lot of their meetings in Zoom, they have everybody muted, rightfully so. If you wanted to raise your hand to ask someone a question because you couldn't speak, then you would press Alt Y to raise your hand.
Okay, so
And go ahead.
And Alt Y is used to lower the hand.
Yes,
too.
that's what I was going to say there. But, let me finish all the way through. But if you wanted to, Marilyn, if you would, in your Zoom, I'm screen sharing, so we'll hear it. Press Alt Y, but make sure your Zoom meeting has focus, please, ma'am.
Okay.
Marilyn Breedlove raised hand.
And did you hear that? Because I'm screen sharing my sound. It told
I
me
did.
you raised your
Yeah.
hand.
Right.
And once I called on you, or let's say in some of the meetings that I answered your question before I got to you. So you could go ahead and put your hand down so I wouldn't call on you anymore. And it's the same command.
Marilyn Breedlove has lowered hand.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, no, you're welcome. I said we were just going to go over, I was just going to kind of go over the interface of shortcuts of the basics of not going in the depth of maybe starting a meeting and hosting a meeting at this point, but participants of the basic functions that we use when we join a meeting. Does everyone know, well, put it this way, no one speak up. Does anyone not know how to mute themselves? So we're all on the same page that Alt A will mute your audio and Alt A will unmute your audio, correct?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you all know that if you're muted, that if you have your Zoom in focus, if you don't want to unmute yourself, but you just want to speak temporarily, you can press and hold the space bar and speak and then release.
Oh, it's not Alt M?
Yes.
It's a mute?
No, sir.
Ah.
That is to when I go into participant list to mute you. No,
No,
you would think some of these would have first letter navigations, of course, for that. But just like misnomer of if you think raising hand and lower hand, maybe you would think Alt R for raise or Alt H for hand. But if you actually, does anyone know what Alt H actually opens up besides Mario?
I know, but I won't say.
But yeah, besides Mario and Jerry. If I pressed Alt H shortcut, does anybody, and it's okay if you don't, just take a guess. What would Alt H do?
Does that open the chat?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Yeah.
Alt H, meeting chat.
Yes, ma'am. See, it opens up the
Okay.
chat. Now, if I just wanted to choose you, Miss Marilyn, to send a chat to, do you know what I would do next?
No.
When you first open the chat, I'll explain. When you first do the Alt H and open the chat, it puts you in an edit box. I'm gonna
Type message here.
for you to type the message. That's where the focus it puts you in. If you wanted to send it to everyone, you could go ahead and type a message and not worry about anything. Which Jerry can correct me if I'm wrong by saying default, but it automatically opened the chat. Will send to everyone, all
Correct.
participants. If you want to choose, like Marilyn, if I just wanted to send you a message privately to talk about Todd over there so he couldn't read it, Shift Tab.
The polling everyone
Okay.
button drop down.
When you Shift Tab, did you hear that? I'm going to tab one more time so I'll be quiet.
Input chat text. The polling everyone button drop down.
It takes you to a drop down list.
Drop down list. Okay.
Yes, and see how it's got everyone. If I arrow down, it's going to go through the participants.
List box. Everyone in meeting checked. Jerry McNutt left parent host right parent
Did you
unchecked.
hear how that has said checked?
Everyone in meeting checked.
Yes.
And
Jerry McNutt left parent host right parent unchecked. Angela unchecked.
everybody,
Darren Martinez unchecked. John Brown
I'm
unchecked.
going to get to you.
Marilyn Breedlove unchecked.
I'm going to,
Space input chat text type message here. Edit blank.
when I chose you, it
Lester
automatically
Cameron put in waiting room.
took me back
Lester
to
Cameron entered the waiting room.
the edit box because I
Lester
chose
Cameron put in
you.
waiting room.
But I'm going to
The
Shift
polling
tab
Marilyn Breedlove left parent direct message right parent button drop down.
and see how it has your name on it there now. It says direct message.
Input chat text type message here.
So I'm
Edit
going
blank.
to just
H-E-L-L-O
write you a
space.
message.
So
Format
did you
center.
tab back? though?
Input chat text type message
Well,
here.
when I selected your name, it automatically put me back in the edit box.
Oh,
But I
okay.
did shift tab back just so you could hear
The colon Maryland read left parent direct message right parent button drop down.
that it has you
Okay.
selected. But when you do select a name, it does
Type message here.
automatically
Edit. Hello.
put you in the edit box. And see,
Okay.
I'm sending you a
Let's enter.
message of hello.
Now,
Meet the Maryland read left colon hello.
now, at a later date, we'll talk about what a host can do or a co-host,
Yes, yes.
such as
But-
we can lower
now
your
question-
hand.
Yeah, quick question. Once you get that message, how do you get it?
I'm gonna send you one, Todd, and we'll show you.
The colon Maryland
Well,
read
I
left
can't
parent
get it
direct
'cause
message
I'm on
right
my
parent button.
phone.
You can actually still get it on your phone, but on the computer, if you do not have your chat open, you can open the chat. How do you open the chat, Todd? On the computer.
We just talked about it.
All H.
Correct.
There you go. So that's how you would read your chat.
Mm-hmm. You want to
Okay.
send me, Marilyn, you want to respond to me?
Okay. So I did Alt H.
Okay. And it
Shift tab.
automatically puts you in the edit box. So you're going to shift tab one time.
Okay, it says to Ken, okay.
There
to
you go.
Kenneth.
Uh-huh. And make sure I'm selected.
You are.
Okay.
And do I just start typing?
That when you shift tab, do
It said your
insert.
name.
Okay, do insert 5 for me. Insert the
Oh.
number 5.
Yeah, well, we won't.
Okay,
talk about this more than that, you know, and as you get older.
Does it
that
say
On
my
the-
name again?
it turns
On the
into
number
days,
pad,
you know,
the
it's
0
been,
and 5 on the number pad,
you
insert
know,
5
2 hours.
with the numlock
Yeah.
off.
Feel like all
Okay,
weekend to
one sec.
recover.
The colon Maryland read left parent direct
It
message right
didn't
parent button drop.
say. I didn't get your name. I'm sorry.
Okay,
It
well, no,
said
no.
your name.
Okay,
So she just has to tab and go back to the box.
yeah, that's what I
and
say. Tab one time for me.
Oh, input. Okay, type message here.
There
Yes.
you go.
Now type me a
Okay.
message and press enter.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to, well, I
Okay.
was in the bars, you know, I was in kind
Um,
of 4 different pool leagues or some shit like that.
All you
Like,
gotta do is type
one
the
of the
message and
bars.
press enter.
And then the night
Okay.
that we didn't
From
have
Angela to me colon did I do it?
matches,
Okay.
you know, or.
There you
Did I
go.
do it?
You were in
Yes, Angela, you
there.
did.
Good job. Good job, Miss
Okay.
Angela.
Left parent direct message right parent
Yes,
button
sir.
drop down. Input chat text type message here. Edit blank.
You know, like 7
Like,
p.m.
format press arrow left and right for more message
You
composition
can get
options.
into formatting.
Chat text list box.
Bars, can't leave early.
Use the
I
Maryland
think-
read left parent direct message right parent 8:29 p.m. Hello. Use the Maryland read left parent direct message right parent 8:29 p.m. Hello. Angela to left parent direct message right parent 8:31 p.m.
Do you see how I just tabbed over to my list, Todd? I'll go
Chat
back.
list Angela. Format press arrow left and right for more. Input chat
When
text.
you're in your edit box tab, Todd, on the computer, you tap twice.
Format press arrow
One,
left and right. Chat list Angela to
There's
left parent
the-
direct message right parent 8:31 p.m. Did I do it? Lester.
chat list.
Maryland read left and left parent direct message right parent 8:31 p.m. Thank you for your great help.
And the
Let's see.
chat list is everybody
Cameron
that's
just joined the
typed
meeting.
you a message.
Angela did
Uh,
right here.
Left parent direct message right parent 8 for enter.
Yep.
Angela.
That's what chat list means, everybody.
Mhm.
is.
Angela button.
Okay.
Participants raised hand. Angela button.
Anybody that has
Text type message here. Edit
private
blank.
texted you.
Y-E-S space Y-O-U space D-I-D. Enter me to Angela colon. Yes, you did.
Did you get mine, Angela? And see, Marilyn, if and Angela as well, since I know you've typed me a message, if you're in the edit box,
Okay.
if you do Alt H, it will take you out of the
Alt
chat.
H. Meeting
Out
chat.
of the chat. Oh,
Uh-huh. And
Okay.
Alt H, it's kind of like press the space bar, right arrow to expand or close something.
Toggle.
Yeah, but if you go
Okay.
back in, and like I said, if you tab over
Format press arrow left.
twice,
Chat list,
you
Angela
get to
left.
your list, and you can go back to my message and read what I had.
Maryland read left and left parent direct message right parent 8:31 p.m. Thank you for your great help. Use the Angela left parent
Okay.
direct message right parent 8:32 p.m. Yes, you did. You button. Angela button.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
don't know who his daddy is. I'm like,
So very good.
Yes.
Yes, I'm gonna close my
Okay,
chat.
meeting chat.
you know.
So that's
And we
chat,
had
guys.
two, excuse me.
Okay. So that's our chat.
Oh, yeah. And two people had their raised their hands. I didn't hear who did that though, because I was speaking.
20 different guys and.
Who
Um,
did?
Hold on, I'll tell you. Just one
Hi.
second. Okay,
Press
so
F6 to reach top of and lower hand.
Kenneth, you have your hand up.
Alt Y, hand now lower.
Lester Cameron's got his hand up.
14702537186 is lowered hand. Two
Yes.
participants raised hand.
And
Reply button. Escape.
Mr. Lester on his phone has his hand up.
Did you have a question, Les? Or are you just raising?
Yeah, I'm in Zoom, but I can't get my keys to work because it says the host has me muted.
Hold on.
Oh,
I will make sure you're unmuted. Hold on.
All new participants left parent and right parent.
that's
I'm hanging up
participant.
from the
Screen sharing
phone.
meeting controls. 147025371. Blank.
Let me see if I can ask him to unmute.
Okay. And like we all know, mute,
Alta, audio now muted. Left Alta.
Alt A is unmute, and
Audio
Alt
now
A
unmuted.
is
But what's crazy though is, I mean.
All right. So now we're trying to get Mr. Lester.
Lester Cameron raised hand.
He's
Lester
I
raising.
Cameron
see.
is lowered hand.
Yeah, he's raising the lower hand.
Lester.
It's space bar to talk, Les.
Les, hit all day.
Oh, hey, Les.
All new participants left parent 9 right parent. Angela computer audio and Marilyn Breedlove. Mario Brusco. Todd Eastman computer audio and mute. Darren Martinez. Lester Cameron computer audio muted. Video off. Space context menu chat. Lester Cameron raised hand. Ask to start video. Pin. Rename. Allow to record local files. Allow to multi-dash pin. Put in waiting room. Remove.
Remove.
Report ... Chat. Ask to start video. Mute button
Get
M.
Breezy in there.
More options for John Brown button drop down.
Alright.
Escape. Screen sharing meeting controls.
I don't know,
Escape.
I look like.
Okay.
I don't know.
Got his
Everybody
hand
else
Moving
raised.
menus. Participants left parent 9 right parent.
I can help him
Mario
out.
Brusco computer audio and muted. No video. Kenneth left parent code dash.
Yeah,
Mr.
I
Cameron
think
put in
it's
waiting
really
room.
weird.
Yeah, he went away. Right?
Mr. Cameron, press space to admit.
I think my mom
Space.
told me from the laundromat
So
or something.
slow your speed down one notch, please.
Lester Cameron has left the waiting room for his
Yes, sir.
Family members.
slower. Slower.
Gary
Lester-
said
No, one would be good enough.
Okay.
Mute button. Escape. Screen sharing meeting controls.
Are you in here now, Les?
Then he says, hold down, okay. Second thing is hold down space bar.
Okay.
and Start talking.
Escape.
Does everyone know as being in a meeting, if I was to call on you to know how to screen share and to share their sound?
Screen share isn't that all us?
Correct. But what would you do to share your sound?
Okay, hold on.
Yes, Angela.
Lester said his Alt A and his space bar is not working. I don't know why.
Okay, tell him exit and come back in then. Just tell him leave the meeting and come right back.
Oh, okay. Jerry said
But yes, you're
Y'all make a
correct,
good
Todd.
team.
You
Thank
would
you.
Alt S to start screen share. And then what would be the next thing you would
Right.
do to share your sound, Todd?
you tab or you F6 to it.
Oh,
Alt
I've never-
A,
Would you?
You're gonna Alt A to share your sound, John? Anyone?
that would unmute you if you were muted.
Correct.
Yeah,
We're
but
talking about screen sharing.
Screen
Tab
sh-
to share
Share
sound.
Correct.
Lester Cameron has left the meeting.
And you would hit space bar to check
Right.
that, to share
Right.
your sound.
Ah,
That's what I was getting Todd to go for.
You
yeah, I
mean
was
the
trying to
toggle?
get cobwebs out of my brain there a little bit.
Oh, it's all right.
Blank.
And
Been a
then,
little
but
bit
it,
since I don't have internet.
okay. And me, I'm screen sharing. If I want to stop my screen sharing, how would I stop my screen share? Correct.
Alt S.
S. Correct. That would stop my screen sharing.
All right.
So I'm gonna stop, but we're gonna call on some other people.
Alt A.
What?
I mean,
Other people.
Mm-hmm. Let's see who all is in here. Well, Lester will be coming back in momentarily.
Yeah, Les should be
Angela.
coming back.
To the freaking clinic and gets herself some methadone before.
Angela, Miss Angela.
It's Angela.
Yes,
Are you helping Les?
yes, he is, got out and he's coming back in.
All
No,
right.
then I'm not going to pick on you at the moment. I didn't want to interrupt you if you were helping him. That's why I wanted to ask.
Mario. Let's pick on Mario. He's ready.
You know, order on this-
Mario.
Hmm?
No, it's not picking on Mario.
I know,
We can
that's true.
pick on Mr. John.
Or Mr. Martinez, as who's been Mr. Quiet over there.
Yes. Well, first, but I mean, first, let me recap in the sense of just some shortcut keys that is helpful if you are attending a meeting in Zoom. That once you come into the meeting, and I'm going to use Jerry's meeting as an example because some hosts automatically mute you as soon as you attend.
Mhm.
We're going to speak of Jerry's as he allows us to come in. We come into the waiting room and then he lets us into the meeting. Does everybody know why that's a security feature? And he can actually control the room because used to be automatically by default, as soon as you joined the meeting, you came into the meeting. But you remember when the COVID hit and everybody was having Zoom meetings, people started hacking them. And so now actually by default, Zoom has changed it to you actually, unless you go in and manually change it, you actually go into a waiting room and the host allows you to come in
Mhm.
for security purposes. But when we join Jerry's room, he allows us in. And what's the first thing that someone does when you join a meeting?
Speak.
Somebody. You speak. Okay. No, seriously, I just want to know to go one by one. Angela, what's the first thing you do when you come into the meeting? You say hello.
I come in and I wait to see if someone's talking, and when there's a lull in the conversation, you know, I say, this is Angela from New Jersey.
Okay, then you introduce yourself.
Right.
And I said that's what we do of coming in and not being muted. And that's most people come in and announce themselves. And as I was, it's coming in my ear here, as me screen sharing earlier, you heard people coming in and out of the waiting room. Basically Lester of leaving the meeting and announces he leaves and announces he comes back. If you're the host, you'll hear that so-and-so went into the waiting room. So-and-so is going to be admitted. So-and-so going back and forth. As host, we are allowed to put you in the waiting room, kick you out of the meeting, or allow you in. But as a participant, to my opinion, and someone else can give their opinion, or Jerry, you can add more, the three major things that you need to know of attending a meeting is one, how to mute and unmute yourself, which is with Alt-A. Two is how to raise your hand and lower your hand, because some meetings, if someone is presenting and everyone's muted, you can't speak up to ask a question. You'll have to raise your hand so the host can unmute you, or they can allow you to unmute yourself. And that ties back into being able to know how to mute and unmute yourself. A third would be for me is the meeting chat room, because some meetings you will attend, they still will not allow you to unmute. You ask your questions in the chat room, and they still will only call on you once you raised your hand to be able to chat in the chat room.
And sometimes they have that disabled.
Correct. But for me, if I was giving advice to someone in teaching as an attendee, those would be the three most important things to know once you've joined the meeting. Now, of
And how
course,
to leave? How do we leave? I never heard you cover that yet.
oh, that's easy. I can send you one out the door. For a participant to leave, of course,
Yeah.
with JAWS, there's several ways to do anything, but the official way to leave a meeting, you should press, any guess?
Alt Q.
Alt Q.
There you
Correct.
go.
Alt Q.
Alt
and
Q,
you
and then it'll
tab
say
to
leave, and then it said
yeah,
enter.
leave
Yeah.
the meeting and press enter. That is
Mhm.
correct. Now, of course, with JAWS, you can press Alt 4 and it will do the same thing.
Yeah.
But the official way to leave the meeting is Alt Q. But like I said, as a participant, those are the main things that you need to know for attending a meeting once you joined. Now, we all know how to join a Zoom meeting or we wouldn't be in this meeting now. But real quick, does anyone have a question about joining a meeting? Because I don't want to minimize that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Here's something you might want to cover. Okay, so I get the invite link, right?
Yes.
Now, is there anything I got to do but just click on the invite link?
Ooh,
There's two things.
yes,
If
there is a
someone's-
keystroke.
Well, I say no, there's two things where the sense of if somebody sends you an invite link, like Jerry does in your email,
Mhm.
you should be able to go to the email and press enter on it, on the link. Now, that's kind of an open loaded question because some if they put the invite link, it's automatically going to have you join the meeting. Some it's going to ask you for actually still a passcode. But there's also two different ways. Once you press enter on the link of joining, you either have to join through the web or you have to join through the app. And that depends on whether you have the app on your computer or not, or you go through the web of joining Zoom.
Okay, so if I have both, which should I do, or how do I know what it's going to do?
Well, like I said, that's still an open loaded question. If you haven't changed any of your default settings,
Right, yeah, I have.
that yes, when you press enter on the link, it is going to ask you for permission to open your Zoom app. Your Google, or mine does going through Google Chrome. It will ask you if you want to open Zoom or if you want to join through the web. It actually asks you which way you want to do it.
And that's only the first time, correct?
Correct. That's what I said. If you haven't changed any settings.
But
any
after
default
that,
settings.
After
If
the
you-
first time, it shouldn't ask you anymore, right?
Once you choose which one you want, if you have the app or not, and the rest of the time, once you press enter the link, if you've checked that box that says don't ask me again and use this one or always allow, then it's going to use that method you chose.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So okay, so I've hit enter and it brought my app up, and okay, now I'm about to come in. It does just take me in, or does it ask me any questions, or?
No, when you actually go to join the meeting, it actually tells you you have to wait. The meeting host will let you in soon.
Mhm.
But for the first go around, when you open up your Zoom, it's going to ask you for your name.
Okay.
It's going to ask you if there's check boxes. It's going to ask you if you want to have your video on or off. You have to check the box if you want your video to join with your video on. It'll ask you if you want to join with your sound on. That's a check box, off
Okay.
or on. And there's also a check box that you can actually check to remember your name for future meetings. So you've got to
Okay.
choose how you want to join the meeting, with audio, with video,
With what type of audio? I'm just to clarify.
with sound. Sorry, the join with sound.
With phone sound or with computer sound?
If you're joining on your computer, it actually the first go around. No, it just asks me for sound.
It says, do you want to join with computer audio?
Does it?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember my first go around because it's like I'm trying to see in my mind
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Computer
So the
audio,
first time,
yes,
first time,
first go around.
it's if you can either say join with computer audio, or there's a drop down. You can choose other options.
Like I said, I have the Zoom app on all my computers except for the work computer, and then it's like I'm trying to remember. I know you can join with your camera on or off, and you can join with
Yep.
audio. Once you say computer sounds for that first time, the second go around, then what does he keep doing?
Who?
Somebody raising hand. Is that
Hold on.
Les?
Let me see.
I'm going
Well-
through.
Darren Martinez just left.
Yes, Les.
Yes, no, somebody just raised their hand.
It's Mr. Les. Yes,
Oh.
Mr. Les.
But yes, I do apologize. It's been a while since I have actually. Audio is now unmuted. Is unmuted?
You gotta pay attention to the wording of that because it says do not join audio.
Yeah.
So you gotta make sure that it's
Yes.
right.
No, that's what I'm saying. It gives you the, you gotta, those the check boxes, you gotta read those. There's like join
Yeah.
Yeah.
with computer audio, you know, and the camera. But I was saying, I was trying to remember the first go around, the very first time you joined,
Mhm.
but we all have at least joined one time.
Mhm.
I was just trying to remember joining for the first time because
Yeah,
all
the
my
first ti-
settings are already preset.
The first
now
time
for
it'll say
me.
join with computer audio or don't join,
Yes.
join with computer audio.
Correct. And with video, you have the option of turning it on or off
Mhm.
Mhm.
when you first start. And like I said, it's going to ask
Gentlemen.
you to, for your name, that you put your name in. And then
Perfect.
join. I guess I could pull up on my other computer. I have it open right now too.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh,
You covered it all.
Yeah, but I mean, it'll just be.
But,
less transcripts for
those
each-
are just like the basics of coming in. Like I said, we can get into, not tonight, of course, but if you all are interested on how to host a meeting,
They are
we
actually.
we can get into, yeah, the specifics of hosting a meeting, how to allow participants in the from the waiting room to join the meeting, how to mute them and unmute them, and actually even set out some breakout rooms and stuff if you want. We can do them slow subject at a time. However, they would work for everybody else.
Mhm.
But over the basics of Zoom, does anyone have questions? Because I would like for some of you to screen share and just show a couple of things. Show us that you can do something.
I do want to ask something. I joined by going directly to the Zoom app
Mm-hmm.
and putting in the meeting ID
Yep.
Yes.
and
Passcode.
joining. Yeah,
Yes.
if there is a passcode. So
Yeah, there
I
isn't.
joined that way, and there's
Mhm.
also another way that I can join if I sign into my account
Correct.
and I go in. There's a join button there that I can.
Yep, there is.
also
yeah.
go.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah, and for Jerry's, if you have, like for me, I'm like Mario. I joined through my Zoom app,
Mhm.
and once I stay signed in, although you don't have to have an account to join Zoom, you can just open your Zoom app. And actually, unless you clear it, it has a meeting history.
Mhm.
So you can actually, when you first open it, to
Yeah,
tap to the meeting history,
arrow
you
down. Yeah.
can arrow down to Jerry
Mhm.
McNutt or whatever, if you've renamed it, and press enter.
Yep.
And then tab over to the join.
Yep.
If you
Yep.
have that meeting history, like anyone that has the app right now that has joined today, if you was to close and reopen that app and that meeting history drop down, because where it says for join, it has an edit box that is wanting you to put in the meeting ID, you can arrow down and it'll have Jerry's meeting and you can press enter on it.
That's how
tab
I
over
did
to
it.
join.
I opened it up, just hit enter twice, and I'm in.
Because
Yes.
Mario says it never changes.
Correct. And that's what
Uh,
that's what I do too, exactly too, Mario. But Jerry was asking what choices you had to make for the very first time that you join a meeting.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to remember how I was
Yeah.
like, the very first time, what does it say? Because I'm like you, I'm like tab, enter.
Yeah. Mr. Jerry,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Les is still, I don't know, he says he's blocked from everything. I don't understand how he's blocked.
How does
Yeah.
he keep getting blocked?
You
I-
have him
I-
in the waiting room?
No.
Let me
I-
see.
No. In fact, it says that he's not even muted at the moment.
It says that he left?
No, he's in here on his phone, but I just
Yep.
muted him, and now I just unmuted him.
Okay.
But I bet when he came in, he didn't choose to join with phone audio.
Les?
Yeah, now it's totally different from my iPhone or Android. It is different because you do actually have to join. You have to choose if you want to use your data, Wi-Fi, or and you got to actually join with
With
your
the-
audio on the phone.
Yep. You gotta choose
But
data.
it
'cause
actually
that's what-
prompts you because it's like almost kind of like a telephone call. It'll prompt you.
Todd had that problem at first. He didn't know.
Yeah, but we were just speaking. I'm glad you said that, Jerry, because I didn't go over the phone because I was just speaking of computer.
Correct.
But yes, kids, and it is totally different on the cell phone to join too, of clicking on the link, or it is kind of set up in a little way the same in the sense that you can have a meeting history once you've actually joined if you have the Zoom app. But again, even on your phone, you don't have to have the app to join a meeting. You can join through the web.
Mhm.
question, let me go around. Well, Angela, Marilyn, do you have the Zoom app on your computer or are you joining through the web?
On my computer.
Do you have
Um,
the app or are you
no.
joining through, okay, you're joining through the web, okay? Next, Todd, you're on your phone, but John, do you have the app or are you joining through the web?
Right now he's on his phone. He had been, how did you join though before, John?
I have Zoom on my phone.
Okay. And Mario, you have the you have an app. You have the app on your computer.
I'm
yeah.
using it,
And now-
well, I call
yeah.
it a client. So.
Okay. And Todd, do you have the app on your phone? I know you're on the phone, but do you have the app or are you joining through the web?
Glad we made your day.
Todd? Now I'm muted. Hold on.
Must be muted.
Mr. Todd?
Okay.
Now, can you hear me, Kenny?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, I say the magic words until it's open Zoom. So I don't know.
So then you have the app.
Yeah.
So now,
Yes.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
On the phone,
Mhm.
now does it keep a history also or not? Because I know
It does.
Yes. Yes, it does.
so how
On
would
the
you-
phone, when you go to join, if you just open the app of telling Zoom, open Zoom,
Yeah,
I swipe from left to right. Because there's a join button. Oop, Jerry Burnett, you just raised your hand.
I know. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm actually, so that I'm telling you correctly, I'm actually going to open it on my phone so you can hear it as well. So y'all bear with me.
because I'm trying to figure out a way to get away
Yes,
from having
I'm fixing to show you.
all the time.
Okay, can y'all hear my phone?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me go to my Zoom. Okay, here's my Zoom app. I'm gonna open it. Okay,
Settings button.
okay, let me jaws up in my ear, sorry. Okay, now swap over. From the join meeting, keep swiping from left to right, Todd.
Okay.
Well, okay, I hit join meeting, sorry. You press double tap on join meeting,
Okay.
then yes, you swipe from left to right, sorry. And do you hear that meeting history?
Yes.
And I'm
So
gonna
once you
double
meet-
tap on the meeting history. Wait,
Okay. That's what I was gonna ask.
and there's the picker item, and you know how to change a picker item on the iPhone. You swipe from you swipe from down up or up down for a picker item. But yes, you just double tap on join meeting and you swipe one time from left to right, and where it's asking you for you choose it, then you go from right to left to done. Now, 1 second. I am going to do that all again without speaking. I'm closing it because it's hard to actually speak over it, but I'm gonna double tap on Zoom.
Right.
I'm gonna swipe from left to right to the join button.
Welcome. Get started with your account. Join meeting button.
Join meeting button, double tap.
Okay.
Meeting ID. Text field is editing. Insert point at start.
I'm not gonna input a meeting ID. I'm gonna swipe from left to right.
Meeting history button.
Meeting history button, I'm gonna double tap on. One finger double tap.
Okay.
Button.
And it opened it. I've got to swipe one time from left to right to actually get to my picker item.
Join meeting. Heading. Bar. Clear history button.
There is the clear history button. If you double tap on that, it's going to clear your history. I'm not going to do that. One more time.
Button.
Right.
And of course, it says picker item and adjustable. That means you can change it, correct?
Right. So you swipe up or down to go whoever you want to. Then,
Correct. Well, mine said 1 of 8. So I know I'm on the first one. So I've got to go from down up to go to the next one.
Meet against for Zoom meeting room. Jerry McNutt
Okay.
Zoom meeting. Jerry McNutt Zoom meeting. Jerry McNutt's VPN's personal meeting room. Jerry McNutt's personal meeting room. 848-257-1521.
You stop on the one you want to select, and then I'm gonna go from swipe from right to left to go back to the done button.
Toolbar. Done. Button.
Double tap done.
Meeting history.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna swipe one more time because if you go from right to left, that's gonna be the join button. But I'm gonna swipe over to from left to right to show you can go and change your name if you want to.
With the personal link name. Button.
And of course, if you double tapped on that, that would edit the text field.
Okay. I was just wondering, trying to get away from having to put that meeting ID number in every
Yeah.
time.
5.
Now watch this. Come on. There's the meeting ID.
Button. Waiting. In progress.
Now it's saying, well,
It said in progress was the last thing I heard it say.
oh yeah, well, that's what it said. Let me. What I'm gonna do
You have started screen share.
now that you guys can,
Share
I'm gonna
preview
cancel
WND.
because now that you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. Controls.
Yeah.
PM.
Thank you, Kenny.
Well, 1 second, because I'm actually going to end it so everybody can hear. I'm going to join it from all the way.
Ah. Ah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Les,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
hear you, dude.
You still got me locked out of
Ken has left the waiting
Windows.
room for this meeting.
I'm not sure what he keeps locking you out. You must be mean. Now, like I said, I'm gonna be quiet. Just gonna do it from A to Z, Todd, so y'all can hear exactly how to join on the iPhone and what it asks you audio wise when you actually do join.
Right.
Okay.
Folder. 3. Zoom. Zoom. Settings. Button. Welcome. Get started with your account. Join meeting. Button. Meeting ID. Text field. Is editing. Insert. Meeting history. Button. Cancel. Button. Join meeting. Heading. Toolbar. Clear history. Button. Done. Button. Jerry McNutt's personal meeting room. 848-257-1521. Pick your item. Jerry. Toolbar. Done. Button. Meeting history. Button. Join with a personal link name. Button. Screen name. 10. Text field. By clicking join, you agree to our terms of service. Link. And privacy statement. Link. Join. Button. Waiting. Ellipsis. In progress.
Waiting room.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Would you
Ken entered the waiting room.
let me in from the waiting room, please, Jerry?
9:00 p.m. 73 degrees Fahrenheit.
Test join. We've let them know you're here. In progress. Close test join. We've let them know you're here. In progress. Jerry McNutt's personal meeting room. More. Button.
Okay, let me let myself in. 1 second.
Blank. All new participants left parent 8 right parent. Todd Eastman, Marilyn Breedlove, waiting room left parent 1 right parent space collapsed. Ken has left the waiting room for this meeting.
Now, this is what my phone is going to say.
Ken has joined the meeting. Participants can now see your screen.
Okay.
Wi-Fi or cellular data. Button.
I have to
You want
choose.
to double tap on that?
No, yeah. No. Either it's no audio, dial in,
Wi-Fi data.
or I can use Wi-Fi or cellular data.
Yeah, but you want to use Wi-Fi or cellular data, or you're not getting in.
Oh yeah.
You'll get in, but it
But
can't hear
do
you.
you hear? Do you hear how the heading though is?
To hear others, please
Yeah.
join audio.
I have to join audio.
Wi-Fi
So
or cellular data. Button. You are using Zoom. And also what this recording is stored in the cloud. Any participant granted permission can. Type name.
Yay.
Button. Got it. Got it.
Now y'all hear me echo.
Yes,
Right.
yes, we
You
do.
got it.
We heard the Ken echo. Yeah, I gotta kick that Ken out of here now. He's not allowed in my meeting. Kick him.
You are muted. Press Alt plus A to unmute your microphone or press and
Oh. Now I know a shortcut how to
left
get
the
in.
meeting.
Yeah, I need that
Also, audio
meeting.
now unmuted.
I know, right? But
How
did that help
rude.
you, Todd?
Yes, yes, it did. Thank you, Kenny.
Oh, no, you're welcome. I figured that would be easier to actually hear it than me try to walk it.
And yes, we did hear you, Lester, by the way.
14702537186 has lowered hand.
But yes, Lester, I do not know what's going on with the host having you locked out and booted out and muted and all that good stuff.
He's not been there. He was talking a minute ago.
Well, he said it was still locked out or something on his computer.
This
Uh,
is the fifth time I've tried to reopen it. Let
Blank.
me enter on it.
Participants left pair and 8 right pair escape. Screen.
Was trained, I think, in opera.
Well,
You're talking now.
What?
That
you
was my
succeeded.
computer, sorry,
Oh.
because I'm screen sharing.
Yeah, he's screen sharing.
Yeah.
Mm.
But while he's working on that though, does someone else have questions about Zoom?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
In chat, is there a method by which you could dictate your message rather than having to type it?
Not that I'm aware of. You have to type it, unless you have, I've never actually tried it on my phone, because my keyboard on my phone actually for chat has a dictation. So there's a possibility on your phone that you can, but I do not know of a way on the computer. Do you, Jerry?
To do what now?
For the chat messages in Zoom on the computer to dictate them instead of typing.
No, there's not a feature yet.
Yeah, I said not to my knowledge. Like I said, on my iPhone, my keyboard has a dictation feature that I can use, but I don't know about on the computer. But that's because the keyboard I've chosen for my phone. Does someone else have any questions about the chat, raising your hand, muting, unmuting,
I got a
leaving
question
the meeting? Yes, sir.
on this. Okay, I know how you guys are saying how you use all these shortcuts, you know, for computer when you're in Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
So say you're in Zoom on your phone,
Mm-hmm.
like I am. How would you get to be able to use those shortcuts while you're on Zoom in your phone, on your phone?
Well, on your phone, they're not shortcuts. You got to actually. Oh, is that him again?
Just David.
Oh, okay. I just heard ding in my ear. On your
Hello.
phone, it's actually buttons, not
Okay, so
technically
how would you do that?
shortcuts of navigating. It's like if you want to mute yourself, I know on mine, I swipe from left to right to mute and unmute. Now, Jerry, you may know more than this of the chat, or actually even Mario on the phone. If you keep swiping over and you tap, double tap, single tap on the chat button, it brings up your keyboard, correct?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, and then you actually use the function type it in
Okay,
and swipe over to send.
Right.
so like if I wanted to raise, for example,
Mhm.
would I just have to swipe left to right till I got to where it said raise hand, or how would I do that?
Well, that's what I said. Right now on your phone, swipe from right to left and go through and tell me what you see. Because to be honest, I've never actually raised my hand. I've muted in chat. Go ahead. It's low.
Yeah, I don't. It does. Hold on. If
Mhm.
you go all the way, it's got it button.
Well, you got to hit the got it button
it's
before it's
got
going to let you do anything. The got it button is because of the recording, Todd.
Okay,
Go ahead and
so
double tap the
do I need
got
to
it
go-
button.
Double tap got it.
Yes, that's saying that you've got it, that we can mute you and unmute you, and that he's recording, can listen to it.
Okay, minimize meeting, speaker on,
Mm-hmm.
switch camera. I'm using enhanced description, Zoom,
Mm-hmm.
meeting information, leave. And it's saying that, you know, now that the host can unmute me,
Mm-hmm.
mute my audio, stop video, share content. Tell me 8 people are in the meeting. Then it says more.
Is that a button?
The more button. Yep.
The more
Yeah.
button, yes.
Yeah, double tap on that, please, sir.
Chat button,
There's your chat.
show captions, meet settings button, background effects, disconnect audio. Oh, there's raised hand finally.
Now
Button.
try swiping like down, bottom up or up down, and see if that goes to there faster than swiping from left to right. Because I don't know if there's a. Do you know of a shortcut, Mario, on the phone? Besides
If I swipe
swiping,
up or down,
No,
if
Go
I
ahead,
try
Todd.
swiping up or down, it changes my speed of my speech.
oh well, that's because that's what you got your rotor on.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But yes,
Change
unfortunately,
your rotor to buttons if it's there.
well, yeah, you could try to do that, and then that would be a shortcut to go from up and down. But
I don't know
other
if
than trying to from swiping, I do not know, honestly, Todd.
Well, swiping's fine. I don't mind swiping. I'm just trying to learn. That's why I'm
Yeah,
asking.
yeah. Well, yeah, no, swipe, and then besides doing the more button, that's the way you get to the chat and the raise hand and mute and everything, that the same functions that you would get on the computer.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh no, you're welcome. Other questions?
I guess not.
No.
How do you mute
I
yourself?
got one.
Yes, sir.
How do you mute? How do you mute Les?
You still got me locked out. It says you are removed from this meeting.
Yeah, hold on, Les. I'm working on it.
Thank you, sir.
That's a Jerry thing there.
Yeah, I'm working on you, Mr.
Okay.
Best.
How do you, what is your question, Ken? How do you,
I just said real quick, I said, how do you mute yourself?
all day,
How do you unmute yourself?
all day?
How do you raise your hand?
Alt Y,
Oh,
How
why?
do you open up the chat panel?
Alt H,
Go, Angela, go.
Angela's on it tonight. Look
Mhm.
at that.
How do you share your screen, Angela?
I see it.
Alt S,
Yep.
How do you, when you first press Alt S, what do you do next?
hit enter.
How am I going to see your screen?
Yeah, join with video.
I can't see. How am I going to see your screen? If you
Alt
just press
V.
Alt S and enter.
Then hit the V for video.
Alt V.
Les, I can't see. So you sharing your video is not going to help me.
Okay, does it say,
have to share audio.
Thank you, Mario.
share
That's what I was
audio?
looking
Okay.
for. Yeah, when you first press Alt S, you're going to have to tab to check the checkbox to share your sound.
Oh, okay.
There's no shortcut for that, right?
No, not
No.
to check that checkbox. No,
Hmm.
sir. You check it, and then you can shift tab one time and press enter, and then you'll start sharing your screen with sound. If I could do that, I would, but it doesn't. Once I press Alt S, now it's just going to stop my screen share.
Because it would have been easy, like to do Alt S and then something for the button and then
Yeah.
another Alt S or whatever, like share.
Yeah, and the thing is a lot of people that I have found will tab to the share sound, check the box, and then
Yeah.
press enter on it. And it's like, wait a minute, I didn't share, and tab again to go to the share button where you actually
Yeah.
don't actually have to tab all the way to that share button. Once you
Mhm.
press the space bar on the sound, you can shift tab one time and press enter, it automatically start.
Mhm.
I have a question. Does it matter whether you use the space bar or the enter key?
For what?
Fasting every day?
Well, when you're having to check, when you're having
No,
to
if
check
you
a check
use the
box.
space bar, it'll check it. If you use the enter key, it will check it or uncheck it.
So you can use either one.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
But just know that if you use the enter key on the checkbox, it's still not going to start sharing yet.
It
It's all it's
it,
going to do
it
is check the
actually
box.
just stays there. It's just
Correct.
checking the box on and off.
Yeah, just checking the box doesn't do anything as in starting your screen share. If you press
No.
enter on that, it just checks the box.
Yeah.
No, I
So you
understand
either
that.
have to tab all the way to the share button
Yeah,
or shift tab
tab,
once
tab.
and press
Yeah.
enter. Now, who wants to screen share?
I'll do it.
Okay.
All right. Gotta check. I'm on the Zoom app. Yep.
On your computer?
Yes.
It's 9:15.
Okay.
You still there, Mario? Okay, there he is. Awesome. Marilyn.
Okay.
Miss Marilyn.
Want me to go off?
No, I want you to be on the screen sharing. Marilyn, are you
Oh.
still with us?
Okay, stay there.
Please, sir. Okay. Angela, will you tell Mario how to open the chat?
Oh, Alt H.
Okay, would you do that, please, sir? Mario?
Go girl. Mhm.
It's already open.
Oh,
Okay.
well, we don't hear anything. John, can you tell him how to find my name to send me a chat?
5,000.
He's in the edit box for the chat. Is that correct, Mario?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the chat for Jerry.
You would.
Oh.
You could.
See,
Go
to
you
all.
see up
I'm
and down
listening,
arrow
Mario.
keys, up and down arrow keys to get to the person's name you want to.
Okay. Mario, were you up or down arrow key on the list of names?
I'm on everyone.
We don't hear your sound.
Uh-oh.
You can't
How
Here
do I
was-
check?
Alt A.
You
Well,
have to,
Alt A is for mute, unmute.
you have to
No,
stop
you have
screen
to-
sharing and then restart with sound.
Okay.
Alt S and then tab over to the checkbox.
But most of theirs are 18.
All right.
There's an
Bye.
optimized for video clip, and then if I tab, it just says button.
Yeah,
Yes.
tab again.
Okay.
Share screen button.
Okay, so you gotta go to that, and then it's gonna ask you to share with audio.
Tab again. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he should have to tab one time, and then to where it's a share screen,
Mm-hmm.
and then once you hit it,
Now
it
that's
should-
something to know is like when you first press Alt S, you'll have the
Of started screen share.
There you go.
To switch between
Let's
open
say
Zoom
basic
windows.
tab and
Screen sharing
advanced
meeting
tab.
controls. Share preview WND. Participants can now see your screen. Screen sharing meeting
Okay.
controls.
We can hear your
Right.
sound now, Mario.
Okay.
Yep.
I also
All day.
Yes.
Meeting chat.
two extra, I call them scrap accounts.
Now go ahead, John.
The
And
colon.
You're telling him
Everyone
how
button
to
drop
send.
input chat text type message here.
There
Edit.
you
Okay.
Off.
Now we know where you're at. That's why before
Yeah.
we were like, not sure.
So I just
Mhm.
put that
He's in the
on
edit box, John.
and I put
How
on
would
the
he get
random
to the
daily
list of
normal,
names?
And I'll get a super easy dungeon that I can. do
Um,
in 5 minutes, and that's 10 gems.
edit
here.
Up
For
and
the
down arrow
chat.
keys.
I got-
No,
Alt-
he's got first. He's got to get to the list.
that could
Alt
be 150
Alt H
gems
would
a
go to
day.
chat.
Yes, he's in the chat edit
It's
box.
just boring.
How does he go to the list of names?
Mm,
Can anyone help him besides Jerry?
Well, you,
No, listen, you guys. He's already got the chat open. He is in the edit box for the chat. How does he get to the list of participants to choose a chat?
Don't you tab again?
well,
It's
you,
close. No. Shift tab one time.
shift tab. Oh.
The
I
colon.
was very,
Everyone button drop down.
Yes, and see that brings, like John said, now that he's a list of participants, by default, everyone is checked. So
Mhm.
now he can do what John was saying and press the down arrow to go
The
to
top.
someone's name.
Everyone checked. Jerry McNutt, left pair Kenneth,
Ye-
left Angela unchecked. John Brown, Marilyn Breedlove,
Yeah,
Todd
do you
Eastman
want
unchecked.
to, who do you want him to send a message to, John?
Oh, I don't care.
don't say
Marilyn
me because I
Breedlove, John
can't.
Brown
If
unchecked.
you would
Yeah.
choose somebody, please, Mr. Mario.
Enter input chat text type message here.
Now see how
Edit.
you
Off.
chose that person, it automatically took him back to the edit box. And so he can type a message. And Angela, how would he send that message
H.
once he types it?
J-O-H N
Oh,
claim.
enter.
Correct.
Enter Meta John Brown colon Grov I John.
Now again, when you press Alt H, where does your
I-
focus
I
put you in?
started stepping up and try, into the.
That
Put you-
opens your chat edit box. Excuse me, Todd, go ahead.
Yes, as you say, it puts you right back. All H puts you into the chat.
Into the edit box.
Yes.
Correct. Now,
Input
if you
chat
want to get
text
to the
type
list,
message here. Edit. Grov. Type
if
in
you
text
want to
box.
get into the list of participants, what do?
Shift tab.
Shift tab.
Correct.
The colon John Brown. Left parent direct message. Right parent button drop down.
And then you choose the participant that you want to
List
send a
box.
message
Todd
to,
Eastman
or
unchecked.
everyone. Once you select that, what is it automatically going to do?
Take you back to the edit box.
Correct.
Enter input chat text type message here. Edit blank.
And once you type the message, how do you send it?
H-E
Enter.
Y space
Awesome.
E-O-D-D dot. Enter Meta Todd Eastman colon Hey Todd dot.
Now, if he wants to see the chat message list of what he sent or has received, what does he have to do?
Say it one more time, Kenny.
You know how you wanted to know, how could you read your message if he sent you a message if you were on your computer right now? How would he read?
All H.
How would he? He's already in the chat. He's already in the chat. So he's already done the Alt H. So he's already in the chat edit box. He wants to go to the list of chats that he's just sent or he had received, because I'm going to send him one.
Oh. Oh.
Alt H for his no.
He's
Something to go
already
to
in the
his
chat. So
No,
we've
we're
already did the Alt H. We've already done that.
Yeah.
We are in the chat box. He wants
So
to
you
look.
arrow over?
What?
Don't you arrow over to it?
Close. What do you, besides arrow, what would you do to go
Tab.
to the exactly?
Tab.
From Kenneth to me colon hello.
What do I do? M?
No, he's tab.
Format press arrow left and right for more message composition options. Collapse button.
Tab again.
Chat text list box.
Now what does he do here? Now it's the up and down arrow.
Yeah, that's the arrow.
Meta Jerry McNutt. Left start of new unread messages.
Yeah, I
Left
just
Meta John Brown. Left parent direct message. Right parent 9:20 p.m. Grov I John. Use
And-
Todd Eastman, left parent direct message, right parent 9:21 p.m. Hey Todd dot. Kenneth to you, left parent direct message, right parent 9:22 p.m. Hello.
Now, what do you think it would happen if he just pressed enter right now on my name?
It'd bring him back to the edit box? Or would it read the message you just sent to him?
It would,
Would-
it
Would
it
you
would read the
press
message.
enter, please,
Enter.
sir?
Okay,
What
dude.
happened? What happened?
I just press enter. Nothing seems to happen.
Yes, correct. So press tab.
Kenneth button.
You know.
Now, see if you press enter on the button.
Enter.
Comes out, you know.
Press tab.
Kenneth button.
No, tab again.
Hello, hello.
That's my message. Tab again.
Reply button.
Now you can
Enter.
actually
Reply
reply
dot
without
dot
having to
edit.
go
Blank.
back to the chat and selecting my name.
Right.
But if you just press enter on someone's name, it's not going to do anything. You got to tab over and press enter on the name button that selects that person to tab over to reply.
H-E-Y,
Oh, okay.
comma, space, H-O-W-S, space, I-T.
But if you forget those types of things, you can always go back to the
O-I-N-E.
edit box and just shift tab to the list of participants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question?
Yeah, when that was the thing of the week, was for the event, I think it was,
What's the
Sunspire was
question, Ken?
the trial of the-
There wasn't a question.
Oh,
It was a
okay.
statement. He fed a question to
Oh my
me.
God. Like
But-
everybody wanted you to go and, you know, I did it, I don't know, like 4 or 5 times on that mode and it's like,
Awesome. I think that was an awesome
Any other
lesson.
questions?
don't have the.
So to
answers
close the
to
chat, I
the
just
class
alt
log.
H, right?
I mean, I
Correct.
went
All
down
they-
and tried
H.
a couple
Yes.
of times and we got whacked and. I
Alt
finally
H
said,
doesn't do
"Somebody
anything,
put your
does it?
down your phone," You know, cause
From Kenneth
Oh,
to
but-
me, colon,
was it-
replying to quote, hello, dot, I am good at you.
the last one live, but you can't res anybody.
Format, who can see, the colon, Todd Eastman, left parent, input chat text, format, press arrow left and right, chat list, Kenneth to you, left, format, press, input chat, format, press arrow left and right, chat list, Kenneth to you, left, Hi,
Yeah,
Jerry,
but
dot, here's mine, dot,
people go
format,
down,
collapse
3
button,
people go down
Kenneth
into that
button,
portal and
Kenneth
gotta
button,
kill that guy,
hello,
or
hello,
else- Yeah, or else the whole group.
I just
Reply
texted you
button.
back. That's what I did.
Space. H-E.
Did you ever
Y.
get Lester figured out?
Name. Enter.
I'm working
not
on
sure.
them. I'll have them figured out here directly, but we'll get them in. Don't worry.
Right, right, if you don't keep it fresh and.
Now watch this though.
Alt H. Meeting chat.
Right, I get it.
Stop screen share.
You can stop screen share. Thank you very much. How do you? Alt S.
One guy, I thought he was, him and the group were cool from another guild I was in. They broke off and started. their
So
own
basically
guild.
though, like I said,
So,
just
like,
being
they
a
were
participant,
friends and stuff, you know,
um,
trying to run,
those would be my top
you know,
3
and
things
get
that you
everybody
definitely
up
would need
to
knowledge
that
of
trial
muting,
to learn 'em and
chat,
set
and
times
raising and
stuff
lowering your
like that.
hands.
Yeah, that's what
I don't know if
wanted.
Mario or
Mhm.
Jerry or anyone else has an input of anything else they have found to be very useful or most helpful attending a meeting
The
besides
way-
leaving.
Yeah. The way
Well, it is
that
important to know how to leave, but
Yes.
the way that I attend the meeting is I usually I choose to be muted when I first join.
Mhm.
That's because if I have background noise going on, it's not going to interrupt. If someone is presenting something or talking about something, so that way I can just unmute myself when they ask a question or whatever of me.
Awesome.
Uh-oh.
So you actually join muted, not join. You
Mhm.
don't. You join with audio but muted, correct?
Right.
I just wanted to have those 2 things separated in case someone had a question about that.
Then you just use Alt A and then the space bar.
No, just Alt A.
That'll-
not
yeah.
unmutes,
No,
yeah.
it wasn't, it
Mhm.
wasn't my first veteran.
But if if you are muted,
Yeah.
you can
Uh-huh.
speak by holding down the space bar
Right.
and then
Correct.
releasing it.
No,
Yes,
they
when you
had
hold
done-
in,
I
press
think
and
they
hold the
did- I
space
think
bar,
they
you
had
can
done
speak.
some
And when you
others,
release
but
the
I didn't
space bar,
understand
it
the
mutes you
life of-
again. Yes, you're correct.
So
One lady
It-
that stayed
we
in
have
her room
3
down the
dogs
side
in
of
the
street,
house.
she's like
and
74 years old or something.
they sound off whenever they feel
And
like it.
she got
Anything going by on the street. So I am outside on the porch in a little solarium thing with my coat on. It's getting pretty chilly. So, but if I was inside, I would use the hold down the space bar method.
Gotcha.
But now, hold on, would that work, John? Now, here's the question. Good question, though, John.
Mhm.
If you're on your phone, would you have to go to your keyboard to be, how would you be able to do that?
You can on your phone, you have to use the mute and unmute.
Okay.
With the computer, it just has that shortcut where you can press and hold the space to temporarily unmute.
Ah,
Basically,
okay.
all that is temporarily unmuting you, because as soon as you release the space bar,
You
it
go back
it
muted.
goes back to mute. It's kind of like an old timey walkie-talkie. You have to hold the button to talk when you let go.
Kind of like the old Nextels, yeah.
Now
Oh, that's
I,
true too. True.
I had disabled that feature where I can use the space bar. Is that bad?
No,
No?
it's preference. That's
Yeah.
all user preferences. No, sir.
Okay.
Exactly. Do you like it or don't you?
Yep. And user preferences. Any other final questions? Because then we can stop the recording.
It's 9:30 p.m.
This is a reminder.
I guess not.
Somebody's getting a reminder.
That was my whole.
This reminder.
Right,
Pick up water.
why did you put on
Pick
your
up water.
sheet if you're not gonna hear it?
All right, I